Shravia Moto, Gertatore, the Sitoporegia, Mokoe at the Do Suple,
Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back on YouTube. Spirit Teaches the Going Within Self, on TikTok 1974, and I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I would recommend, suggest, and really encourage you to read the description of my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teaches the Going Within Self, to get a better understanding of what it is I do and hold on my channel. I scroll a lot through TikTok to kind of get an idea of where the world is, okay? Where people are in their journey and what have you. And today I'm talking about emotions and how they affect us positively and negatively. Okay? And what brought me to doing this is there was a guy on TikTok. I was going to do it yesterday, but I had to go do something else. And there was a guy on there, and he was talking about how women run on emotion. Okay, I'm going to play the video, and I hope this person gets this video because let's just have that little because I honestly think he has no respect for women, and he's one of those people that follow a womanizer and then wonder why we're full of fucking emotion. Now, okay. Yeah, I can already feel the heat. And I mean, I have the wood stove is going, but I can feel the heat. Because my glasses are even steaming up. Holy snapping. Freaking hot. Yep. I'm just bringing the video up. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now, oh, where is the get out of my hair? Okay, so let's hear 'em.
The second her emotions shift, you're a stranger. You think she left you because you messed up. She left because your fantasy expired. You stopped giving her that high that she imagined. Women don't love you. They love the version of you that they created in their own emotions. And when that feeling dies, so do you. Always expect a woman to betray you. Not because they're bad, but because their loyalty belongs to their feelings. The second she feels off, she's gone. The second her emotions shift, you're a stranger. I think she left you because she messed up. She left because her fantasy expired. You stopped giving her that high that she imagined. Women don't love you. They love the version of you that they created in their own emotions. And when that feeling dies, so do you. Always.
All right, let's go here, dude. Are you really fucking sure about that? And you think you know women? You really think you know women? Let's talk about emotions, okay? Why do women don't thrive on emotions? Women experience emotion. Why? Well, it's not just women. It's a feminine energy, okay? Because there are men who experience it too. Okay? So, let's say butthole. And I do say butthole because you remind me of my ex-husband. Because, see, the thing is, you're the type of man who is afraid of experiencing its own emotions. And when a woman wants to talk, you say, because you can't handle it. Women know how to love. That's the thing. Women know how to love, and men run off of ego and believe that you're not a man unless you don't show emotion. Well, I'm here to tell you, it takes a very strong person to be able to experience their emotions. So, do we love our emotions? No, it's not we love our emotions. We know how to experience emotion. And you don't like that. Because you can't face your own. But you will antagonize the woman and poke at her when she's experiencing emotion and then wonder why it fucking escalates and why they actually get up and fucking walk away. It's because emotionally, on a certain level, you cannot meet her where she's at. But there are men who actually can because they are a gentleman. And no, I didn't prove it. We don't thrive on emotion. Do you think our emotions don't irritate us? But you are the ones that create it and then we blame it on us? Seriously. I have so many men in my life that have attacked at me because I tried to talk to them about something. But a man is like a little adolescent virgin. I'm not saying all men because I said just gentlemen. Because they're balanced. But the man who thinks that emotion is not real, well, if any serious conversation comes up, you're like, why don't you ever do it? And all you ever do is deny your fucking feelings and then get angry. That's the only emotion that a man knows. The only emotion a man knows is anger. And the man upstairs is taking offense to this. So I guess you must be one of those men, or you back this guy up and say about emotions. You say fucking about poking the bear. I can hear him up there, and he's rather irritated. Because, see, the thing is, like I said, it doesn't just mean men. Because it's a masculine energy. So when it comes to experiencing emotions, I've had men when I try to talk to them about things. That's why women leave. They don't leave because they thrive off their emotions. They leave because you are incapable of meeting them. You always say that the women are the problem. Maybe it's your testosterone. Because see, the thing is, women can have lots of testosterone because I know women like that. So when somebody, when whether a man or a woman is having an emotional moment, and you devalue their feelings, and then you wonder, it's not that you're not fulfilling them emotionally. You're not acknowledging and understanding where they're coming from because you want to do this. Because if you were put in a position where there's feelings or emotion involved, you call it stress. I call it human. See, there's a part of the Christianity religion that demonizes emotions. So, dude, you must be part of it. You must be the Christian that Donald Trump follows, which he's actually said to have converted to Judaism. Women aren't the problem. There's men that say, oh, women don't want us to talk. No, women want to know how you're feeling. But when you're always fucking blaming them for how you're feeling, like, hey, dude, what do? You always, the first thing a man will do if they can't find something or something doesn't work out for them, fuck, holy fuck. It's always like, I'm sick of this place and fuck. He's up there. Why don't you come down here, man, and let's have that little conversation? He tells me to do my podcast, but he gets irritated with it. When I'm not even fucking talking about him, I just said that I know men like that. So, I'm to the point where, hey, people want to acknowledge my feelings or like poke at me when I'm having an emotional moment. Then why would you even expect me to have any fucking remote concern for you? You wonder why there's fucking wars? That's exactly why there's wars. Because people think like that. They demonize emotion. But it's part of the human anatomy. It's part of you. Better go take your pill to suppress it. You might actually fucking feel something and heal from it. Emotions, when you hold back your feelings, that like you just keep pushing it down and you wonder why you're in so much fucking pain. He's up there. Bleh. That's the man showing his stance. And this is coming from a man who, when I met him and got with him, told me that he thought that when people burped, it was rude. And if you farted, you go to the bathroom. That's why I say he's not my ex-husband. He might be a twin or a doppelganger to my ex-husband. But I can feel every time he gets enraged because I know who he is and I know what he's doing. It's not, like I said, it's not just men, it's women that do it too. But the men will take offense to me saying this because they won't hear the part of the woman, right? So I swear he's the son of Donald Trump. Because he did say to me, "You think the son is bad, the father's worse." Well, shit, his father passed away. So who the fuck are you talking about? See how many of you realize, like, we're going to get biblical right now and say about the four horsemen. Is the four horsemen actually cute? The horsemen are the sun. The four corners of the world. See, women will even poke at other women, which is pretty fucking sad. Shit. Maybe it should be that women live, like, it's only women in one place and men in another. Oh, wait. You actually had that more so during Atlantis and Lemurian times. And that's what we're watching unfold right now. The fall. See, if you look, they say that Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Pacific is where Atlantis was. Well, what is the north? What is surrounding us? The ocean, right? The Atlantic, the Indian Ocean. Hey, you think this is just the world? Seriously, you think that is the world? The total surface area of the Earth is approximately 510 million 510.1 million square kilometers. That's not very much, is it? Countries by area. Okay. planet Earth is the 5th largest planet on the solar system, with a total surface area of approximately 510.1 million square kilometers, about 29.2% or 149 million square kilometers of the Earth's surface is dry land, while the rest of the surface is covered by water. Wow. Got a calculator? And don't they say we have no water? You know, Spirit's going to take me where Spirit's taking me, because, you know, this is like part of the motion. You're fighting with one another. You're fighting over flat Earth. You're fighting over round Earth, the globe Earth, and let's see, 5, 10, 1, it won't go that high. Excuse me 1 second on TikTok. Oops. That means that the Earth is surrounded So that means that the Earth is surrounded by 300 It's like God is going to make us all feel our own pain. I'm wondering why it didn't. I'm having a blonde moment. Got a problem with that? I need to go through. Okay. So the land mass is 149 million square kilometers in total. Okay. Which, you know, that's not a lot compared to 361,100,000 is water. You think of the human body. Okay? Here's water. Okay. So you think of the earth when it bleeds, when it floods. The flooding of emotion. Okay? See, right now, what I'm talking about, it would be okay for somebody else to talk about it to me. But if I were to talk to them about it, I don't want to talk about it. That's what a man mostly does. They dismiss any type of conversation because you figure that women should not be involved with that type of stuff. You're the masculine. It's even with women who are in the masculine, in any form of relationship. Because feminine and masculine don't choose a person, a body. Because the human body is both. We choose to be in one state of being over the other because, you're told that, your emotions are annoying or you thrive off your emotions. No, half the time women would rather be left alone. Men say that women need men, and women say that men need women. Well, it's not a matter of need. It was supposed to be equal. But see, it's that power struggle within, okay? The spirit heals. It's called empathy, you jackass. Something obviously you know fuck all about. And I'm not I'm talking about the guy that I just showed on the video who said about how women love their emotions. Women would rather be laughing than taking care of adolescent boy children like yourself who can't even fucking feel if they had to because you're taught, oh, a big man don't feel. No wonder you're so goddamn fucking angry. And then you take it over. Talking about masculine and feminine. It just so happens that it's more often the men that you see sitting in White Houses or sitting in Parliament or sitting in wherever in the fuck of this summit they're having to say, our dick is bigger than yours. Well, your ego is. You all have small penises, and that's why you're trying to compensate for something. So, I don't give a shit if I got no empathy or feelings for people who, show nothing for no empathy for me. My ex-husband said today about victim narcissists. Well, that's a form of emotion. The ones that will go around stores and, it's like you want people to know how you're feeling. You're one way out in public, all nicety, and all chatty. But you play the victim card. And you use your emotions too. So a man doesn't. Only a lot of masculines do it in a more manipulative way, but you say the women doesn't. Because I know that people don't believe that I was unwell like I was. And I really don't give two fucking shits anymore. There's a limited amount of people right now that I have concern for of their health and well-being. Children are innocent. Adults I don't care if somebody wrote that somebody said they know not what they do or say. Then I guess you better create a grip on yourself so you do know what you do and say. And if you do, then obviously you don't give a shit, so why should somebody give a shit about you? Oh, wait. Because it's called fucking empathy. It's called emotion. You know, if it weren't for people like us emotional people, there would be no fucking hospitals for you to run to and say, oh, I stubbed my toe or I got an infection. But it's run by more masculine energies, entities, beings, because they like to witness pain. Because they get off on it. Don't like my gestures? Then I guess my channel's not for you. Because this is a channel for adults. I'll make you laugh, I'll make you cry, I'll piss you off, I'll want to punch you upside my head, everything like that, but you know, hey, keep your hands to yourself and bring it energetically. And do it yourself, don't send your minions to do it for you. Love me, hate me, like me, loathe me. Either way, you know, I love talking to people. I like helping people. I feel the emotions that you won't even express yourself because you bottle them up inside and get so fucking angry, and then that's when you go out and you start wars. Or you treat the people closest to you like a piece of shit and then act like you're all fucking holier than thou, and those people are involved and you fucking push them. It's like people say, know when to back down. But you know something? It's always that same person that figures everybody else should bow to them. Because they may get their panties in a bunch. That's like you're like the president, a womanizer. And you know, he's been caught doing that and what have you, but hey, you know, my ex-husband was saying, well, the court system, they can't do nothing about it. Okay. So my question is, why isn't the international court stepping in? You know, because he is violating all of the international laws. And not only him, but all his billionaire buddies that are jacking off and laughing at everybody and saying, we pulled the war over what? So hey, you know, 4 horsemen. How about we each get your own fucking? It's like when my ex-husband, because I know a lot of family, my ex-husband told me if I left him, he would make my life a living hell. Well, that was much the same as if you go back to Genesis out of Adam, but you say it was Eve, which actually wasn't Eve. But like everything, like this guy, that's a prime example. You don't take fucking responsibility for your own actions, and then you say we're just too fucking emotional. I want a gentleman who will protect, who is not just a gentleman, but protector. Even though we don't need the protection the way you perceive it, we want a friend and a lover, not a friend, not a marriage and a boyfriend. You know, you have mothers that don't want their children to leave the nest. So then those said men grow up and they expect their wives to be their bitches. Your servants, your maids, your doormats, you know, the ones that you want to have at home and say that you are to submit to us. How about you fucking submit to yourself? And when I say submit to yourself, think about yourself. And mothers, even fathers do it. Stop fucking coddling your children and then wondering, like, okay, some have nice hearts, but then they expect women to be their maids. But a true gentleman that's brought up and is taught, you know, the mother will help you, but you know, you got to help yourself too. I've said it, and somebody many times before, God helps those who help themselves. And I had a church person get irritated with me. What? Are you afraid to fucking help yourself? You expect God to do it all for you? How are you learning anything? And no one's someone's genuine and somebody's fucking acting. See, the thing is, for there to be intimacy, doesn't emotion have to exist because emotion is what helps you to feel things? Dude, go play women. I feel sorry for you. And I question your thought. See, the thing is, people say about soulless. Well, that's exactly what soulless is. You experience no feeling, no emotion. And then when you do feel something, you get angry. See, women, when they get to that boiling, that's when they scream or screech. That's when they start throwing things. And some women will hit a man. See, the thing is, a woman needs to be pushed and pushed before she will strike. Whereas a man whether it be physically or verbally, and you will try to belittle that feminine. That's the ego, that's the womanizer, and that is what you look up to. See, I'm not here to pick sides of the woman or the man or the feminine and masculine. I'm here to say to both, fucking grow up. Women have to learn to be their own protector because the man's not always going to be there. And the man has to learn some empathy because that's the caregiver. See, if I stop having empathy for people or their situation, ask yourself, how many times have I tried to help you with that? But you just wouldn't listen, whether it was because it was coming from me or because your fucking ego is so goddamn big that, you're not a doctor. You don't have university. No, I have experience. But see, that behavior, you think that behavior started with the mother. That behavior actually started with the father. Because it wasn't another woman or it wasn't another man that came into the picture. It was a daughter. And he bedded his daughter. If you look and you say about the incest, like in Egyptian times where they're marrying their brothers and sisters, where the fuck do you think that come from? You say that's a sanction to a marriage? You don't fucking know what a marriage is if you think it's that. Because it's not a marriage. It's to be a union. A marriage is a piece of paper. A union is true love. You put a contract in the middle of something, and then you wonder why it all fucking blows up. Because money and, oh, you're not doing this and you're not doing that. Do you know what two-spirited is? Your spirit carries both masculine and feminine, and your physical carries both masculine and feminine. But I guess you didn't get the message, did you, when he came and told you? And a lot of you still aren't getting it, but you preach about it. Step off of that fucking podium. See, that was like, I was a giver and a giver and giver. And I didn't look for anything back. But when I needed it, it wasn't there. So, when that happens, because people want to take from others' cup, but they don't want to give. See, a lot of people do not even even come close to understanding the Bible. I don't give a fuck what your scholars have put in there, and I don't give a fuck what your preachers say. If you follow God, why do you have to go to university to do it? God didn't tell you you had to go to university. This is part of the emotion. Like, this is the religion that shut down emotion and demonized it and made it out to be the sin. But it wasn't the sin. The sin was the system that demonized it. Because sins are systems integrated into society. You live under sin. You get it yet? What's it saying? You were sinners in that sense. You live under sin. And when you live under sin, you tend to do the same things that sin does, which are the systems, the leaders that you put into power, and they say, do as we say, not as we do. But then they give you no other choice, because then they have the ability to sit back and say, oh, you are sinners. No, you're the original sinner. The Father was the original sin. The masculine was the original sin. He normalized it to be used pedophilia, to sleep with your sons and daughters, to bed children. So when I say break the sire, snap the motherfucker right in half and make him feel his own pain. That's why I tell people, the systems. People think I literally mean to take a person and fucking break them in half. I mean the system. Make it feel itself. Tell your pain you went through. When I went through this in 2020, and I got hit between the lookers, but with a big splash of fucking light. I don't know, it wasn't no lightning bolt. But I was getting torn apart that night. And when I tapped into when I tapped in with spirit, and spirit started manipulating this side of my body, and the demonicness of it was coming out. What are you doing making us feel fucking human beings? I told people, share your experience. Like, all this other stuff is all a distraction. How about you share your story? The good, the bad, the fucking ugly. Share your story of what you went through within the system, but you're too embarrassed to do that, or you think you might, like, somebody might not like you, or you may get targeted. And that's what my sister told me Christmas Day. Oh, maybe you shouldn't talk about this stuff because they might target you, they might come after you. They're already trying to cause problems. Because last time I went to the hospital, like, the woman that said, oh, well, we're going to do, because I told them about the EKG machine. They put the EKG machine on me 10 times before I, like, a few months before I died. Oh, they put me into the first EKG on me. They tried it 5 times, no reading. So I said, oh, that's the machine. Another one. Same thing. 5 tries, no reading. And when I told her about that, she was fucking sarcastic and ignorant about it. Oh, well, we'll find out if you have a heart. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Get the bullet that is single point. Get out of that system because you should not be working in that field. And I'll like you. The doctor. Very fucking patronizing. And dude, you're lucky. Oh man, you probably would have tried to put me in the psychiatric unit again. Because God forbid some of the stuff I'm going to is a question. When I died in 2019, do you know what it was from? Sepsis. Anybody know what sepsis is? My organs failed, but they refused to look because their fucking ego got in the way. So you want to tell me about emotion? Women's emotions, feminine emotion is warranted. And masculine, it's warranted in the right place. But not to fucking hurt someone. But you'll demonize emotion because it hurts for you to fucking feel it. It hurts to feel the inner pain. Good luck with finding the kingdom if you're not going to do it. Because that's where it's at. But you'll look in your book and look out there for it. When you find peace within, you see peace. See, when people are sitting in front of me and they're talking about something, or there's a conversation, and it's a sadder conversation, many people will put a front, but I see it down there because I start feeling it. I feel the inner cries. I feel you're on set. Feminines feel what you don't say. The feminine is the telepathy, is the empathy. But see, the father, he says about I don't see you protecting. I see you're sending your minions to conquer a world because you're pissed off and got your panties in a bunch because your daughter fucked off on you because she wanted a life of her own. But you needed a caregiver. You needed someone. This is a spirit to spirit. I'm not talking about my father. That's in flesh. I'm talking about the spirits that's connected to not just that being, but to many other beings. And if you're experiencing anything, whether it be sadness, irritation, or any kind of emotion, welcome to this light. The mother that you deal with, because the mother's too emotional. Does anybody really know what the mother experienced? Does anybody really know what the father experienced? You know, you don't know what their life was like unless they tell you, right? You know, in most families, you know, you got to suppress your emotions. Nothing's ever supposed to be fucking talked about, not even if somebody in the family was sexually assaulted or raped. It was always silenced. Like embarrassed our family. I'm talking about in general. That's the mentality of the emotionalist. Acting on emotion, yes, you know, there's, you know, it's like, that's why I say communication is going to be what brings love. It's what's going to bring healing, whether you're screaming at each other or not. Just give yourselves time to hear what each other's saying and, you know, feel it. Don't run from it. Because if you're in pain and you're unwell, ask yourself, what are you running from? Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to fucking catch up. Because it needs to change. Has questions? Like that's why they demonize the community. They just replaced it with the 7 seals. Seriously, it's right behind you. Yeah. Let's bring it over. Let's bring that over for you. But you know, you probably want to look at it, but hey. Revelation chapter 5. They talk about the 7 seals, right? Okay, that's all that your body goes through. Okay, you got the demons because they're dealing with shit. That's, yeah. I think demons and spirit needs to be, no, it's the chakra, it's the spirit. This is the suppression. It's the root chakra. Let's say keep you grounded. But you know, sometimes it like to keep being grounded all the time, you're keeping yourself in your lower being. Sacral. That's the birth. And why is it the birth? Because that's the womb area. That's the area, you know, much like, you know, for the men. Your male organs that are connected. The maternal instinct. People say that all the time. Pretty sure. Because the staple's right here. And that's where the mother carries the baby. The bowls, this is where everything sits. The gut feeling. The gut feeling is where you feel a lot of stuff, and that's where emotion stirs up. But then you come up to the heart chakra, which are the angels, the communication with all versions of yourself, your shadow and your light. That's where you sort it out. That's the center. Three up, three down. Right in the middle. Your throat. Speaking up, communication. The trumpet sounding the alarm and saying, hey, this needs to be addressed. Am I scolding you? No. You take it how you will. I'm just bringing it to your attention. Seven seals, it's where it comes to, and then it breaks into God itself. Consciousness, spirit consciousness itself. The awareness. The awareness of the six. But that guy, he'll say that, our emotions, we love our emotions. Do you think we really want to be fucking irritated? We just want to go sit beside, or, just chill. But see, the thing is, if you want to tell me that you're going to if I leave, you're going to make my life a living hell, be prepared, because I'm going to give back what you did to me. Because it's only what you deserve, because you gave it to me. So I'm only giving back what's yours. But see, when mine comes back to me, I sit with it. But ones that believe that emotion is the problem, no. And you put someone full of ego. You ask for a leg, ask for a word, the worst one. Do you ever see the bully? Like you have a construction of Lego blocks, and you put a lot of time into something to build it up, and then the bully comes along and fucking kicks it over. Do you know who is going to take that on? The ones who can experience emotion. And not because they want to conquer a country, the four horsemen, conquest, famine, death, war. They'll walk, it's like walking around and trying to create chaos everywhere you go. Because you say, like it's like the pathological liar who throws some truth in there and common sense with a whole narcissistic focus. Because that's the pathological liar. And then when they do tell, like when they're telling the truth, like people are going to get irritated with me for saying this, but you might want to go do the research because since Tylenol came out, autism rates have gone up. Did I lose some of you? Or why? Because your doctors didn't say so. Oh, wait. They have, diatomaceous earth. I use diatomaceous earth. I put it in, I take a tablespoon and I put it either in my coffee or I put it in some juice. See, when you look into that, they'll say about the benefits for the human body with parasites and what have you. But then they'll say, well, there's not enough study done. No, because when you did the original study, you were getting good results, so you had to kibosh it, right? Yeah. Kind of like, I know somebody that went through the Compass program. That was the Compass program was a research facility to find out the health the medicinal benefits of marijuana, but they shut it down. There's your muffin, dude. No te llama. Do I look like a crazy? Oh well. So, hey, dude, you want to go in motion to you here? Go heal your mommy and dad. More so your mommy wants. What, mommy stop picking up after you? Yeah, I just heard Angel with attitude. It's like half heaven, half hell. Did anybody ever look at the word ADD? Just switch one of the D's with an A and you have dad, right? So, I think the one that likes to be called father needs to get his fucking shit together. Because I know who he has married since. They say we're watching a bunch of actors. That's not the real Donald Trump. That's not even what he looks like. Emotion sometimes it comes out. You say or do something that you sit back and you think of, I shouldn't have done it. But the thing is, no, you shouldn't do certain things. But that's how you're feeling it. That's how the situation, that's why when this therapist said about, asked me if I was angry, and I told him no. Angry, no. Frustrated, irritated, pissed off, yeah. And if I get rage and I just start, just, like that, that's when you really need to ask yourself, why do people become engaged like that? And the whole clock was once. So seriously, what caused the person to get so enraged? Is it because somebody constantly picks at them and says, oh, it's just some constructive criticism? At first, it was a compliment followed by constructive criticism. Instead of, saying, hey, this is what you could do differently. But what you've done looks pretty good almost there, or this could be, you could try this way to see what happens. And then, you try both. It's not about just doing it one way, because nothing comes with just one way. The person who created that one wants you to follow that. See, I'd rather get lost in the woods and sit with myself than follow the blind line. Because when you do that, you're not getting yourself. You're just doing what you're supposed to. It's not about not helping people anymore. It's not about not feeling for people anymore. It's about learning to come together and sit and have a fucking conversation so you can sort through your traumas and sort out what really fucking went down with regards to your ancestors. But people say, well, they're not. They're just a family. They're nothing. And I've told many people like that, many people before. If they're not family, how the fuck are you here? Because whether they're your adopted family, there's always a connection there. See, I've had people tell me one place agree with me in something, and then when somebody else is around and that conversation is taking place, I know this stuff does. That conversation is taking place, the same conversation, and will then side with the people in the room, opposed to standing their ground. And you wonder why people get infuriated. You wonder why people get emotional. Father is a judge. And you are the God fighting that devil. You are the spirit fighting that devil. And I know people don't like to say it, because when you stand up for yourself, that spirit needs to be. when you fight over sin and who's sinners, you're actually fighting for sin because you don't know how to live in your own. Then I was talking about like going into divorce, going to the just before this round. And you see homeless people and people like myself with a disability or an assisted income are the welfare bums. Why is your taxpayers' dollars going towards bailing out billion-dollar companies, franchises? And the word is there. Fortune 500 companies or something. The oil companies, the light companies, the coal. All of these ones that are making billions and billions of dollars off of you, then they're taking your tax dollars and bailing them out because they didn't know how to handle money or just kept, overseas accounts. And then people wonder why people get emotional. That's why they demonize emotion because, emotion is fucking powerful. Is it possible that emotion is light and it lets on? Because it sets off the wave of the heart chakra, the wave of the entirety of the universe at them. And you just imagine how, like, if everyone was showing that emotion in the direction where it's supposed to be. The effect it will have. Love is not sitting in a fucking CEO office making $14 million a year while your employees are getting 67. And then asking your government to bail you out. What? Couldn't flip miracles anymore? Shamans? To cause harm to the ones that are standing up against you? So people say, like, run from the devil, run from the devil. When are you going to fucking face him and take him on? It's like the devil runs off ego. How about you run off heart? Sometimes it's about showing compassion and understanding for what you hate. I had to. And it was with somebody who molested me. There's your emotion, asshole. Go fuck yourself now. What, you're afraid if someone loves themselves, they're not going to put all their attention into you? like that fan. It's hot in here, but the fan on is hot. Fan's blowing. The blows. I have a big hanging within my wind chime. It's like a vine with berries. It'd be a Christmas thing, but I keep it up all year because it matches the robin chimes that I have. So when that hits, it hits the chimes. And then when my cat comes around my desk, he will play my wind chimes with his tail. And he actually plays in my house like yesterday. And he said that my cat knew exactly what he was doing. Right. My cat will show me when an entity or let me know when an entity's there. Because I hear it, like we communicate telepathically, and he'll tell me, he'll say, like, there's somebody in there. I said, yeah, I know. But people who don't understand spirit will say people like myself are believing. I'd rather hear the Lulu knowing the truth than be living in the illusion of a limited belief system sitting in front of us. Watching the thing today in Halifax, there were more and more homeless people because the landlords are giving too much. And many more, like a lot of tents were going on, so people started coming around and helping. Police officers will go down and they will destroy these people's tents. So you're not charged with destruction of private property, whether it's on government property or not. What, afraid they might claim your land back because you say it's crown land? It's only considered crown land because they stole it. They killed people for it, and people will go curtsy them. Do you know that I looked at a picture of one of my grandmothers, and she reminded me a lot of Queen Elizabeth. A lot. She had that hardness to her. She was a take no shit type of woman. Did I get it there? And when I sit back and I look, it's really weird. when I look at the picture, because as I'm sitting here, it's taking me to it. See, Spirit guides me into getting things, okay? Ordering certain things and having them, okay? Nothing I like is really frivolous. It's usually books, and I'll buy crystals. I got to go through my drawers because I just got some clothes last night. I actually got some pretty good deals too. $110 boots I got for 40. They were brand new. So I'm cheap. I'm happy with my $25 necklace from Winners. Maybe that's why I got pissed off getting a white gold diamond necklace. Because I figure, that other money could be somewhere else. I said that Spirit guides me into getting certain things. So I was guided to get this book. And before I passed away in 2019, I wasn't into it. I didn't give a shit about politics. I wanted to take, I still wanted to take and ram their fucking politics right up their ass. Especially when after I was gonna volunteer to do something for the People's Party, to be part of it, because you want them to be for the people, because the way they were talking and everything like that, and I would have voted for them. But see, the thing is, I didn't vote, and I didn't vote. I even met him, Maxime Bernier, I met him. I actually had a picture taken with him too. Now, the woman asked me if I wanted, because I said about helping out. So she asked me if I would be interested in keeping the books, the money, keep track of the money. But then there was a second part to it. But you won't be doing it. You won't be keeping the books. Their husband would be keeping the books. I would just be signing it. That's how crooked it is. And should this woman be ashamed of herself? You're fucking right, she should. Because I'd like to thank you for showing me your true colors and what really hides behind that mask. It's all about making a name for yourself. Not saying the person's not a good person, but hey, they're all about church, right? And yes, I did quote. You're so godly and righteous and holy that you would ask a physically sick person of low income to be your scapegoat if they audited the books. Seriously, and that's a woman doing it to a woman. And it's like, what the fuck? Seriously. Maybe your books should be checked. And maybe they should be finding out who's signing the books now. And ask that person. Because for that person's husband to do it, that's why she tried to get me. Because for her husband to do it, it would be a conflict of interest. See, they like to try and stack the deck with their own. Here's your emotion, dude. This is what it gets you. Emotion brings you to truth. It's not emotion that runs me, it's love. And it doesn't run me. I'm in union with it. Am I holier than thou? Fuck no. Do I sound like it? Because if you're supposed to be holy, then I guess I failed many a times from the cussing I've done and the insults I've thrown. But my channel is spirit to spirit. And like I said, those spirits know who I'm speaking to. You're just watching. But if you're experiencing anything, then I guess that spirit's connected to you or to me. So, who's this? Let's see. Oh shit, I already had it open. Oh, here it is. So I guess you could say this live came into existence because of KEVLF3 on TikTok. Did I give him some people to go view? Oh, probably people will probably rally up and get angry, right? Because, you get your panties in a bunch and get pissed off at me. See, people say about emotions and people overreacting with their emotions. Everybody experiences things differently, and it appears in a different way. But people say about with regards to the overreaction. Okay. Some people do. And when it's those people because they're always looking to see if you're watching, or they're always trying to get your attention. Because if they're not getting it, then okay, right now, okay, everybody is at the government and what have you to get its attention. But to get its attention, you have to stop them from diverting you everywhere else other than what is really going on. Because they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and they're using your emotions to do it, or lack thereof, because they're sicking the emotionless onto the ones that have emotion, because the ones with no emotion believes that what's happening is okay. And that's what makes it sad and sickening. I tell people, even when I go out, if people are saying about break the matrix, stop buying stuff, break the matrix. Hey, how about you all put your story out there about the matrix so you can bring awareness to each side. You can help people to steer clear of certain affiliations, certain things, but in the end, it's that individual's choice. I was on a sharing a live thing with a guy here on TikTok. He said he was with ICE and he was a real mega asshole, constantly trying to insult me. And I forget what he called it. But you think because you insult someone that you win. I'm here to tell you, no, when you insult someone, the right people see you, and they see you for who and what you truly are. And those are the ones that run around saying they're Christian. Which form of Christian are you? Because you're not a righteous one. Because a righteous one is ones that make right choices. Oh, right. You figure you make right choices for you because it benefits you and you don't give a shit about anybody else. And you'd probably send your own mother over on the bus. I'm saying about women because that's what's happening in places. See, the only way that pompous ass wannabe king got his panties in a bunch maybe it's because someone turned him down, or he thought that not thought, because thought he farted, and that's why everything shit itself. Thought is the apocalypse, You had a thought, you put it on the internet. Thought he farted, but he really shit himself. Thought couldn't hold those thoughts no more. So it farted and it all blew out. Like blowing a tire and all the air comes out. What happens when you release air? Truth.
It's like pop a balloon and what happens? You hear a big bang, right? Like, kumain na. People are experiencing and exhibiting a lot of emotion on this channel, not my on these platforms. They're either writing comments about it. Well, that's an emotion. Right now, I'm showing an emotion. That dude, he was showing an emotion. I guess your emotion got the best of you, huh? Only your emotion was directed towards women because you feel unloved. How about you change your attitude? Because you're not unloved. You just push it away. I know other people like that. Whether it's family, friends, or intimate relationships. So I say, Matrix, get on here and share your story. You know, you have all these other fads going on, right? Oh, everybody, right, that you're Gen X. I did it once or twice. Sometimes I'll do that, just, because I believe it. Gen X are not ones to really fuck with. But not only are like they the ones that defend, but they are also the criminals. It was a form of when you had the times of Christ, it was the same thing. But when I said that, people got offended because I felt it. It was like a real fucking irritation with what I said, because I said some of them were criminals. Some of the baby boomers were too, the millennials. It dates back to medieval times and biblical times, and there's said ancient civilizations where people are half animal and half person, but you don't see what's happening right now, do you? Emotions can create good, and it can create disastrous. But that's only because no one wants to listen to each other. Yeah, it's that part of stop depending on someone else and believing that they're going to want what's best for you. Because most of the time they're thinking of themselves first. And, you should put yourself first. But you shouldn't trouble others along the way to get yourself to the top. Because you can't do it without doing that. It's trying to take someone else's work away from them. It's not just stealing things physically. It's the stealing spiritually. And that is what hurts the most. But people in the mindset of losing their belongings because that's all they have. Are you sure? Because you always have yourself. But you don't see that, right? Because you don't see both sides of yourself. If you're a masculine, you want someone there, tap into your feminine, and you're never alone. It's a perception that they want you to perceive. Because they never want you to sit with yourself. Because when you sit with yourself, that's when you learn truth. And that's the hardest fucking pill to swallow. That's why you won't swallow it. You'll swallow the pills that suppress you. You'll swallow the pills that are said to do this, but it actually impotence you. They say it helps with your depression, but it actually creates more of a problem because if you weren't suicidal, the pills give the side effect of suicidal. But what I say is wrong. What others like me say is wrong. Who classes the levels that a human body needs to have for certain things? Who classes that? Because you can't just go by men and women. You can't just go by behaviors. Because although we look the same, we experience things differently. And that's why what works for one doesn't work for others. And then there's no other way. They're just at a standstill. Well, we don't know what to do. I'm talking about the ones that call themselves professionals sitting back and say, well, we don't know what to do. No, you don't know what to do. And the reason why you don't know what to do is because you're too busy looking at theory and not enough experience. Sitting with the spirit. And listening to the wind chimes. It's very calming. My glasses are fogged. When you can enjoy your own company, then you know you're finding inner peace. So if you don't have peace in your life, maybe it's not other people. Maybe it's yourself. I know people that, will say others are causing them stress, but there's no one else really around to be causing them stress. So I say to them, like, hey, face your demons, face your shadows. And by fuck, turn your lights on and come out of the darkness. Because if your eyes are that sensitive, then you got a lot of shadows. And that's the blinding. Some people I know, it's harder for someone to see you in the dark. And that's why people will do, like, it's like getting them from behind in the dark where they can't see you. Well, I'm sorry, but that's a little cowardice, ain't it? Coisa moja, vi skulle få create då igen. See, people say about the snakes hiding in the burrows, meaning like, the snakes in your government, stuff like that, the ones going in the... Are they snakes or are they fucking worms? People figure they're snakes. Do you know the snake was the dragon? Oh, right. People fear the dragon. They fear the dragon because the dragon is considered the father. The dragon and the phoenix. Fire and fire. He's like, needs the attention. Like, it's when they do that, they need the attention. They want the attention, but when you're seeking some attention, you're clinging, or you always got problems, or you're too fucking emotional. or too sensitive. Go fuck yourself, peckerhead at Wieners. Go stroke your ego a little more. When I see stuff like that, each to their own. You know, you're allowed to have your opinion, but know what you're fucking talking about, really. It's like people like that think in that way. It's like sometimes blatantly coming out and say, you know, when that happened to you, how did it make you feel? Because doctor, like the therapist, they'll like, how did that make you feel? After you just told them like something really deep and traumatizing. It's like asking somebody, and how did that make you feel? Well, they already know how it made them feel. They're trying to work through why it's making them feel like that over and over again. It's what do you like? What were you at that moment? What were you experiencing? Because I take people back. Okay. And it's like past life regression. I say it like different forms of life, what have you. You're taking the person back to that period of perceived time and helping them sit with it so they can see what it is that's holding them back. Better not talk about that. Father don't like that because he doesn't want to look at his past. See, it was really weird yesterday because I went somewheres and went someone's place, and you know they always had a really distended belly, and their shirt was like really tight where the buttons were kind of spreading, and that was on the 29th. And when I seen them again yesterday, they had the same shirt on. They hadn't been well, they had the same shirt on. And there was, unless there's something wrong with that person, there was no way that that person lost that much weight in that short period of time. Being able to like observing. See, people think that I come on here and just, you know, say stuff about them to make them look bad. No, I don't. Because those same people that they would believe that we should look bad, they might want to have a look in their own home. Because some of those people you'd be talking about, I know what their home is like. Father's seeking attention again. So whenever you experience what when you ever experience ADD experiences or what have you, just say, "Hey, Father, what the fuck do you want?" Or, "Hey, what do you want?" Because that's what it is. It's the Father seeking your attention. And if it's not getting in one direction, it's going to put you in another until it gets your attention. Much like what you see now, right? It's all announced: death, famine, war, gonna conquest. See, my question is why are they like not stand, like I know they're starting to, but it's taking that stand and going up against the perceived devil. Like I said, you asked for a Lord, you wanted a Lord. A Lord of what? Because a Lord is a lower vibrational being. Because of the landlord. They lord over you. Watching everything you do and correcting you if you're wrong or the way they perceive to be wrong. Because God forbid you do something differently. It's like you're sitting in a movie, watching a movie, but you're actually sitting in the real life event. See, the way people speak, you can be have a high vibrational voice, or you do certain frequencies within your voice, and certain individuals know what they're doing when they do that because their voice will shift people's consciousness, their voice will shift people's energies within them. It even shift if you're calm 1 minute, their voice will shift you into a frenzy. It's like you say, certain voices irritate you. It's because of how it makes your body feel. Because, they want you to cover your ears and cover your eyes and cover your mouth, right? Hearing aids, glasses, disease. Because most diseases carry faster through the mouth, through the saliva. For it to get into your blood, they have to inject it. You can, like, you breathe it in. See, the music, I can feel it. It's trying to send that vibration down. Because I can feel it right in here too. So it's like, era tutto qui. Che sana. It's like they'll grab you. It's like, how fucking dare you? It's like, yeah, how fucking dare you? But see, there'll be some people that, you would want to challenge a woman who spoke like I am right now. You'd want to challenge. Which, if you did, that would make it sad for you, because this message is not directed towards you, per se. If you're taking offense to it, then I guess, that's your problem, not mine. So, different forms of emotion. And either way, the emotion is going to have a reaction, bring a reaction. But do you think you solve any problems by just sitting back and not talking about it because it's uncomfortable? That's where emotions escalate. And that's when a woman, not because she loves her emotions, that's when a woman or a feminine just gets so fed up, they say, go fuck yourself. Sometimes they don't want to leave, but they have to leave. And that's with an empath. And empaths usually gravitate towards narcissists because an empath is always wanting to heal someone, but you cannot heal someone who doesn't want to be healed or need to be healed. They don't see a problem in it because they learned the narcissistic behavior from someone else. That's why I say, meet them at their own game. They want to play a game here. We'll play back. Only we're putting our pawns at the back and we're standing in the fucking forefront. We're not taking out your pawns. We're moving them aside. You say about the river. See, with regards to your system right now, why are you not having it or demanding it be taken to international court, considering it's all under international law, not just with Donald Trump, but many of the other leaders too? And then looking to see if the international court itself is corrupt. Yeah, right now he has a frequency because he knows about this shit. He's just playing dumb. I'm showing myself, one of them said, which I believe, it's just a different version of itself. Right now, I'm a homebody. I'm a hermit in a house. And I gotta wait to look out the backyard. It's like people say, like you say, you go to bed and you can't sleep for the mind chatter. Why don't you address what the mind chatter is about? See, you guys can't hear what I experience. It's like when you see things happening and you say, well, you don't want to get involved. Is it because something may come out about you? Or what? Or is it something you don't want to look at within yourself? They do these experiments with regards to men hitting a woman or trying to kidnap a child. And so many people just turn a blind eye because they don't want to get involved. But they scream and holler. Those same people will scream and holler about pro-life. How are you pro-life if you just figure not to say anything or stand up and show someone else that they have the power to stand up themselves? I know I would have liked to have had someone like that long ago. I'm gonna leave it there. And with that being said, I send you all much love, light, many blessings. Most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be true and kind to yourself. Be true and kind to others. And, when somebody tries to make you feel less than what you are, ask them if that's how they were made to feel. And it's not poor little Tara, because you experience emotion doesn't mean you're poor little anything. It means that you have mighty strength, because you're okay feeling and experiencing your emotions, and you don't give a shit if anybody else witnesses you crying or experiencing something at that moment. That's the ego. Go stroke it now. Love you all. What do you give?